Recasting the Doctor Who companions. Differently to how I did the Doctors and the Masters, who were mainly based on big name stars trying to impersonate the previous actor, these ones I feel should be less big names, people who would be more naturalistic, and people who can be in more of a background character while also shining, while the Doctor takes the spotlight. So here are my casting choices for the NuWho companions. Rose Tyler. This companion needs to be a very likeable actor, while the character does some unlikable things. Rose's treatment of Mickey, and her complete lack of understanding of how she behaves at times, needs to shine through, while also not being off-putting to the character. She needs to be someone with a heart, somebody who can say some quite nasty things but be well-meaning, and someone who you'll support and want them to win in the end. You also need somebody who can believably do the love story between the Doctor and Rose, and also somebody who can stand up to the Doctor at times when it's needed. My choice for this one is Jodie Comer. She's proven herself time and time again to be a very versatile actor, and also somebody who you hold in your heart, somebody who you follow their performance and you want them to succeed. And I think she's somebody who can carry off the more unpleasant parts of Rose's character and make them likeable, while also carrying off the comedy and the strength of the performance. So my choice for Rose Tyler is Jodie Comer. Martha Jones. This character is quite overlooked in Series 3. The Doctor is grieving over the loss of Rose, and so Martha Jones doesn't often get a look in. Yet she never seems to be in the background. She's always someone who takes control of the situation, somebody that you're always watching, even though the Doctor overlooks her quite often. You need somebody who has a fire to them, somebody who knows that she's in the background and she wants to elevate herself and be noticed. But she also has that credibility of being a medical student that she's right, and also somebody who's willing to learn with the Doctor. This recasting has already been done, because in Torchwood Children of Earth, Martha Jones was meant to be one of the characters, but Freema could not make the filming dates, so Martha Jones was replaced as Lois Habiba. I don't think you could improve on this as a Martha Jones replacement, so I'm going to use Lois Habiba's Cush Jumbo as Martha Jones. Donna Noble. For this character, I feel you need somebody who is a comedian, somebody who has a background in being funny, somebody who can shout at the Doctor and take control of the situations in a very comedic manner, has a lot of sass to her, perhaps has a chip on their shoulder. You also need somebody who can do a very truthful, strong performance, somebody who can perhaps surprise you with how emotional they can become in the scene. My choice for this one is Daisy May Cooper. She's known for being quite a loudmouth, brash character in this country, but she has been trained as an actor and is known for her comedy, and I think with the proper script, she could really show a true potential as a great actor and could really take Donna Noble to another level. So my choice for Donna Noble is Daisy May Cooper. Amy and Rory. For this one, I think you have to cast them as a pair, because they are in the TARDIS together for nearly 2 full series. So, for Amy Pond, you need somebody who can portray a lot of layers, somebody who's very, very self-absorbed, somebody who's quite sexy, quite sassy, but also somebody who has a lot of trauma. You can never quite see any confidence in her eyes. She's always in a place where she feels left out and abandoned, and so you can see that fire in her trying to become noticed and trying to become strong. There's a lot of dimension and a lot of layers in this performance, and I think the perfect casting would be Charlotte Jordan. She can pull off that sassy side that is self-absorbed, that sexiness, while also not being fully confident in herself. I think the layers of perhaps mental abuse, along with that confidence and strength, could be portrayed very well by Charlotte Jordan. In casting Rory, you have to cast somebody in mind that could have that chemistry with Charlotte Jordan. You need somebody who can be the background character in Series 5, but also somebody who can take the lead in Series 7 and become a credible companion in his own right. Somebody who can be pining over Amy, but also somebody who can punch Hitler in the face, basically. For this character, I've gone with Joe Thomas. I think he has shown in the In-Betweeners that he can be that one pining for the attention, somebody who can be quite funny, but also somebody who can be quite aggressive and take the lead when it's needed, and stand up for Amy, and stand up for what is right. So for Amy and Rory, I'm casting Charlotte Jordan and Joe Thomas. Clara Oswald. For this one you need somebody who can take the lead a little bit more, somebody who treats the Doctor as her companion, rather than her as the Doctor's companion. Somebody who has a sassy side, somebody who has a great sense of humour, but also somebody who is just along for the ride and wants to enjoy herself. There's also a lot of layers in this performance where she can be quite snappy, somewhere she can be quite in the dark and lost, but also somebody who is very naturalistic and somebody who just wants to have fun. My choice for this one is Maisie Williams. We already saw her as Me in Series 9, alongside Clara. I think they have a great likeness for each other, and their performances are very similar. We've seen in the progression of Me through Series 9 that she can possess a lot of different character traits that almost look entirely different from one another, and she could pull off all the different traits that Clara needs in the various episodes where she evolves into a different person. So my choice for Clara Oswald is Maisie Williams. Bill Potts. This is where the companions go to a whole new level in my mind. Far from the Hollywood idea of sexualization, where there is the idea of beauty that Hollywood has put on us, this character is more about the personality. She doesn't have what you would call the Hollywood image, and I don't mean that insultingly to Pearl Mackie, but I think that's an important part of her character. Her personality shines through above everything else. She's fun, she's strong, she has that abandonment about never knowing her mother and being adopted. She has a great amount of fear to her, and I think she's an outcast on many levels, and you need an actor that can pull that off. Somebody who's not going for any sort of charisma, but somebody who's going for a real human personality. Somebody who can walk into the TARDIS and first thing that comes to their mind is that it's a kitchen. My choice for this one is Michaela Cole. She's shown in Chewing Gum and I May Destroy You that she has a very domestic, gritty acting style, and I think she would be great as the realistic Bill Potts. She's shown herself to be very versatile, very talented, and she's somebody that people notice when she's on screen. So my choice for Bill Potts is Michaela Cole. Nardole. This one is one of the hardest casting choices I've done in the whole series, because this one is specifically written for Matt Lucas, who was only meant to be a small, silly comedy role in The Husband's River Song, and he evolved into a completely different character. Trying to find somebody who can do the same things as Matt Lucas is almost impossible because the character is written perfectly for Matt Lucas. In many ways, he created the character himself in improvisation at many points. You need somebody who can pull off completely ridiculous lines without it at all sounding out of place, while also being someone with a very strong performance who can sometimes outact the Doctor in Series 10. This one went through many recastings in my head, because you need somebody who can pull off everything Matt Lucas can pull off without it looking like an impersonation, and also having it look natural, like it should be that actor in the first place. Finally, I landed on Martin Freeman. He's shown that he's able to pull off drama and strong performance, but he can also be very silly when he's needed, and I think he's somebody who could do all the elements of Nardole and make it seem natural and not forced. So my choice for Nardole is Martin Freeman. Graham O'Brien. This one I think centres around the original casting. You need somebody that people love, somebody that is known for performing, somebody that is known for comedy, and somebody who just feels like somebody you already know. He seems like a friend, and that all goes into the performance of Graham O'Brien. Somebody who can pull off the most believable performance possible, but also be incredibly funny while doing it. You also need somebody of a certain age and somebody in a certain standing in British society to do this role. My choice is Martin Clunes. He has that comedy background, he also has the serious acting background, and he's well loved between children and adults alike. He can cover everything that Bradley Walsh is known for, and I think him as Graham would be brilliant next to the 13th Doctor. So my choice for Graham O'Brien is Martin Clunes. Ryan Sinclair. For this character, you need an actor who can pull off a lot of different moments. Somebody who can be underconfident, somebody who can struggle with the climbing of the ladders and the running around and being an action star. Somebody who has a very strong lack of confidence in many situations, but also somebody who has overconfidence in the wrong situations. Somebody who can make the wrong judgments. You need somebody who can push away Graham without that being unlikable, and also somebody who can pull off some very strong drama moments. My choice for this one is Daniel Kaluuya. We've shown in Johnny English that he can be overconfident in the wrong places and underconfident in the wrong places, and also somebody who can pull off a great acting performance. He's going from height to height lately, and I think he would get all the layers of Ryan Sinclair perfectly, while being funny, but not insultingly funny. So my choice for Ryan Sinclair is Daniel Kaluuya. Yasmin Khan. For this one you need somebody who's happy in the background, somebody who just wants to have fun and not cause a fuss. She's there for the joy of the TARDIS, and that's all she wants to do. But also she can have those strong elements where she can fight against the Doctor, fight against Ryan, and also fight against people like Robertson, like Krasko. Somebody who can pull off a strong emotional performance in Can You Hear Me? My choice for this casting is Sarah Khan. We've seen in Coronation Street that she's able to hold a strong performance while also not being one of the main characters. I think she could pull off the comedic side, the sad side, and also the joy of Yasmin Khan. So my choice for Yasmin Khan is Sarah Khan. Dan Lewis. For this one I feel you need somebody who is quite lovable, quite funny. They don't have to be a comedian in the sense that John Bishop is, but somebody who is known for having a slightly funny side. I also think John Bishop pulls off the drama side quite well, so you need somebody who is good at believable acting. I also think it's important to cast somebody from Liverpool, because that is not only part of the storyline, but is part of the dialogue and the makeup of the character. And I think it's somebody who can be an everyman, somebody who the audience will take into their heart as a real person, although with perhaps a slight comedic uplift on that. Somebody who's slightly exaggeratedly normal, perhaps. My choice for this one is Stephen Graham. He's quite a relatable actor. I think he's quite a popular actor. And I also think he has the good drama acting side that make him the believable everyman. But he is also known for comedy, and I think he could pull off some of the humour that John Bishop has. Perhaps not quite in the caricatured comedian style that John Bishop does, but I think he would be quite a good approximation in his acting style. Some of the banter between Sheffield and Liverpool that he has with Yaz, I think could be pulled off quite well with Stephen Graham, and I think he could also have the chemistry with Diane. So my choice for Dan Lewis is Stephen Graham. Let me know in the comments what you think of my casting choices, what your casting choices would be, and if you want to see any different castings in the future. See you next time.